Jai Gurudev, and welcome to this satsang. The art of transformation. Often when we start to walk the spiritual path, we get interested in many different things, meditation, yoga, vegetarianism, medium, healing, and other certain topics that we are interested in. And we start to do little by little. In Spanish we say poco a poco about everything that we go through, right? We may go to one meditation class, we study yoga for a while, and we start to do a little bit of what is called sadhana, which is another word for spiritual practice. So transformation happens when we start to do things regularly, like we do the practice on a regular basis. For example, you go up every morning and you spend 15 minutes on your spiritual practice, or you spend 1 hour or whatever time you have, right? You do it in the morning, you maybe even have time to do it before you go to bed as well. The common problem that we may face is that we don't have the energy and the capacity to hold up, to really go deep into it and do it on a regular basis. So maybe on Tuesday we do 10 minutes of meditation. And then you may wait until Friday and then you feel like, okay, now I want to do meditation again. So we have difficulties in what is called discipline, and discipline is also another part of sadhana and transformation. If we can gain discipline, we have all the possibilities in the world to transform. If you do a little bit, you can see some changes, right? You sit maybe twice a week for meditation, and you may experiencing slightly changes, of a calmer mind, of more focus, or whatever, right? But if you want to transform, if you want to see progress, right? Progress in yourself, in your emotional well-being, in your mental clarity, the physical health, and then the connection with the Atma. The Atma is another definition of the soul. If we want to gain transformation on those 4 parts, then we need to put in effort, and the effort has to be there every single day. So the question may arise, how do I get there? I have tried for so many years. I really want to move into this discipline energy where I can go up every morning, I can do my practice, So we have to start somewhere. Some of us are born with laziness, some of us are born with more activity, and some of us are born with more grace into the spiritual field when everything becomes much easier, because we had past lives which has built us up for taking us into a more advanced practice this lifetime. Regarding discipline, discipline is also where the name disciple comes from. We have heard through the years that Jesus had disciples, Buddha had disciples, And we can see today there are many enlightened master who has disciples, right? Devotees, right? And when we gain a certain discipline, we can become a disciple. And when we become a disciple, we can then become a devotee, fully devotional into the Lord, into God. If you want to transform, if you really want to change your life, you need to have discipline. You need to have a clear mind, a focus, and don't go into all those different things that comes in the way, We can sit there and we can scroll through Facebook for a long time, right? And we see so many things, we get so many impressions, right? We see someone is writing something, someone is posting an image of something, which triggers some tendencies that we already have in our mind. And then this becomes recorded into our subconscious mind, and it's there. And when you want to sit for meditation, you have to go through all those layers. And when you spend time during the day, you also need to go through certain things that the subconscious mind has recorded. And some may come up in the conscious mind for you to take care of. It comes up there and it can create an inner conflict in your mind. And it brings the awareness and the focus away from what's really important. So you can just think about this. What kind of people are you following on Facebook? What type of people are you following on Instagram, on YouTube? For example, let's say Instagram is a very nice example today. So we go on Instagram and we follow someone who does things that we are interested in. Then we follow a whole bunch of other people that are just doing regular stuff about this, about that, about this, about that, right? And every time they post something, you may be, not this again. Or you may be like, okay, what is this person doing now? And this creates your mind to go into this, right? But if you delete those things that are in reality unnecessary, you will have more space for your focus and your discipline to go into what is important for you. And this is not just about spirituality, this is about life in general. If we can eliminate people, if we can eliminate noise that are created by our senses and then triggers the mind and desires, if we can eliminate this, we will have more space where our conscious awareness can move into where we need to be. But this takes time, and it takes discipline and practice to really be able to let go. I was having a question from a guy, and he asked me, what do I do when I am stuck in those kindergarten things? When we act like we are in kindergarten, we are so in our ego, we are so stuck in this childish behavior of the mind. And this is attachment to our own ego and our own behavior is hard to let go of. We have a certain way of acting, right? We have a certain way of how we do things. And this is hard to let go of because this becomes your identity. And you are so, I am doing this, I am this, I am that, right? But if you just take a look, who is this I am? Who is this I? Who is this I saying, I was here, I am he, I am she? This is just ego. This is just a bunch of experiences, ideas that you have put together, and it becomes something we believe is our identity. But if you go to the Atma itself, you can clearly see that this is just an outer reality. It's not the full reality of who you are, because if you identify yourself with the ego and if you identify yourself with the mind, you are limiting yourself. You become limited. God is unlimited, and the Atma is a part of God. But the thing is that the mind is covering. It's like you're having the Atma here, and the mind is like covering the Atma. So we cannot see clearly. We cannot see who we are. We cannot fully understand and discriminate our true reality. So we wander around in the mind, in the ego, with our attachments, with the desires, because mind will always follow the desires. And until we can tame the desires, we will be in this wheel of lust, of greed, of anger, of pride, of jealousy. And we will keep on continuing running around in this wheel, in this game. And it will never make you happy. It will create more suffering. It will create suffering for yourself and suffering for others. So this is why transformation is so important, and why spiritual seekers, they attain this longing. And I can talk to myself about myself here, is I have created this longing, that is a longing from my Atma itself to realize itself. Are you following me? The Atma wants to be realized. So that's why I put my discipline, I put my attention 1000% into my sadhana every single day. I remember when I was younger, I was playing football, right? I was playing football for many years, and I was very disciplined, with what I eat, how I sleep, how much I trained, right? But today I can see like this was my preparation for discipline into the spiritual field, which is very, very important. But you have this dream of becoming a professional football player and, playing to many people and, just having fun with that. And when that dream crushed for me, it took me 2 years to get over it. But now, I think it's around 16 years forward, I can clearly see that all I learned there was just the preparation for my spiritual transformation. If you take a look at your own life, you can see that there are so many puzzles. Something happened and the puzzle becomes more filled. And when you gain this clarity of the mind and you just observe and you see like, wow, this trauma was actually something that built me up to progress and to come more in close contact with God and myself. So if you want to see transformation in your life, you have to put in effort. Okay? We have to put in effort. And when this longing is starting to awake inside of your heart, this longing for experiencing and understand who you are, to find out who you are, why you are here, right? We get those questions about what's my dharma, why did I incarnate, who am I? Those questions, who's my guru, who's my master, who will lead me home again, right? Because even if we don't understand it and realize it, we are all here to realize who we are. This is the main purpose, to realize who we are, to find love, to find God, and to be happy. But this earth, this mind that we have, always pulls us into different directions. And it's very hard for us to pull those directions in. It's like when we are sitting for meditation, we prepare, we sit, and then mind drags you there. Then mind drags you there. Your job will be to drag the mind back in, right? To drag the mind back in, to drag the mind back in. And I had another satsang the other day when I was talking about japam. I'm talking about mantras. Because when we have difficulties in finding discipline, to really go deeper into the sadhana, to really go deeper into the practice, then mantra is very, very helpful. Because this will start to, on a more subtle layer, start to transform and shift what's in your subconscious mind and bring those to the surface so you can meet them, process them, and get over them. So they are gone forever. And then another type of space of freedom will open up inside of you. And this will bring you closer to who you are, slowly, slowly. And this will also help you to become more clear in your mind and what you want, why you are here, who you are. So, to transform, you have to put in effort and you have to do your daily sadhana. You can look at any human who is successful in any field. I talked a little bit about football. We can take a professional football player. They don't train 1-2 times a week, right? They are on it 7 days a week. How they sleep, what they eat. Maybe they even train 2 times a day. Because this is what's needed if you want to reach the highest level. You can see some players are born with very great talent, right? You can look at any sport. They have this talent, right? So they don't have to put as much effort. And some other players need to put in a lot of more effort into the training because the talent isn't there. And this is the same thing with the spiritual grace. The work you have done in your previous lifetimes is the talent that you have in the spiritual field. So when you put in work into your sadhana, you are going to see so much more transformation. Okay? So put in work. Get yourself up in the morning, sit for meditation, chant the mantras, and you will slowly, slowly see some progress. If you are interested and would like to go deeper into this, just contact me and we can set up a session and I can help you through it to really start your practice and to really go deeper and transform yourself. So, all the things that come to your life, see it as a blessing from God. Everything is God in all action. God is just working through you. Not just when you heal someone or you're channeling something, God is doing everything all the time. And when you realize this, you will have a higher understanding of how everything is working. And then you can start to see God in everything. Patience is one of the most important keys to grow, to transform. The They say it takes 1,000,000 lifetimes, 1,000,000 years to attain the Krishna consciousness. So that means that you have to reincarnate many times to reach this higher understanding and this realization of who you are. That is a lot of patience, right? So I hope this talk was of inspire for you, and that it can help you to really see if you have this longing. See if you have this longing to attain Him, to attain yourself, to attain God. If you have this, start. And sometimes you have to force yourself. When it's hard to go up in the morning, it's dark outside and you haven't slept so good, but still you need to go up and sit. This effort you need to put there. And if you are blessed and a spiritual master comes into your life, he or she will help you. That master will help you with the little effort that is needed to take you to the next level. And this I have experienced with many masters. Okay? This is what they can do because they are fully aligned. They are in enlightenment. They are self-realized, and some of them are God-realized. And they have this capacity to do whatever they want to do because they are not bound to this physical being. We can never understand the master. We think that, the master is like this or the master is like that, but you can never understand the true nature of a spiritual master because the master is beyond the human limitations, beyond the human limitations of the mind. Okay? They don't have this mind that we have. And the spiritual master can transform you, help you. So if you are blessed or having a master, follow what the master says. Trust him totally. Surrender to him. It's like you surrender to God. Then you will surrender to yourself. Bring up patience. Bring up humility. To be humble. Find this devotion. Become devotional. It's like when we are singing the mantras, we become devotional into the mantras. We are like totally singing it out, right, from the heart. Don't care about if your voice is good or not. Just sing it out from the heart. You're singing out to God. This is the energy you want to have. This is the energy you want to have towards everything in life. Right? This devotion, this is called bhakti. Bhakti yoga. Devotion into everything. This will help you a lot. Thank you.